happens in Liberia and the world at large.
Hello, Topa. My name is Gwegfina Nkorishpa. Haven't you heard about Focal Online TV?
You say Focal Online TV?
Focal Online TV is located within a Topo village community along the Japanese highway.
Tell me more about the platform.
This platform, called Focal Online TV Daily Edition of Inside the Print Media, does not encourage any form of dialogue between the viewers and the presenters.
Oh, you mean nobody calling there?
No, you can't call on a show. Let me talking out like when we're no calling there. So all you can do is you will listen to the news, and they can also encourage you to buy the newspaper to listen to the news in details.
But do you do viewer recognition at times?
Oh yes, we do viewer recognition. When you are watching, we notify you, and sometimes we even appreciate you on a show, telling you thank you for always following us. We also encourage you to share the live stream, because the more you share the live stream, we transform and we transition ourselves as a broadcast team as well.
Wow. So when can I better get this program you are talking about?
This program is here every Monday to Friday at 10 a.m. to 10:45. The program runs for 45 minutes.
Wow.
And guess what?
Wow.
We bring you hot stories of our trending situation within our country, Liberia. Imagine hearing stories from Hot Pepper newspaper, from the Daily Observer newspaper, from Front Page Africa. Are you a lover of Front Page Africa?
Oh yes, I'm a lover of
Front Page Africa, and the Women Voices, and a lot more. Not forgetting international news, BBC,
wow.
CNN, ABC News. So we bring you headlines from those standpoints.
Wow, that is very, very, very amazing.
So we say, join us every day on the daily edition of Inside the Print Media at 10 a.m. with the headlines of top stories in our country and the world at large on Focal Online TV.
Okay, good morning, fellow Liberians. Good morning, wherever you are watching this program from. This is the program Inside the Print Media. Today, it is a privilege unto me to be seated in the driving seat to basically inform you about what is happening in our country, Liberia. So today we have 4 different newspapers in my possession. We have the Daily Observer newspaper, we have the Front Page Africa newspaper, we have the New Dawn newspaper, and lastly, we have the Hot Pepper newspaper. And each of those newspapers has trending stories that you would love to be informed about. So stick and stay with Focal Online TV. Let's just take a short break. When we come back, we begin giving you the headlines of all of those newspapers we have in our possessions. Okay, welcome back again. So let's go over to the headlines of all of the newspaper we have. Daily Observer newspaper say 14 new appointments to security sector, economy, Ministry of State. Then the Bright Honor again say AFL Chief of Staff is Defense Minister designate. So we will give you that particular story. So let's go over to the Daily Observer newspaper. We say what we have. Another headline: Bachelor Yanti confirmation hearing postponed. Beslo Yanti confirmation hearing postponed. So those two headlines can be found within the Daily Observer newspaper. Let's see. Let's go over to the New Dawn newspaper. Motorcyclists in Nima County return inaugural morning. Motorcyclists in Nima County return inaugural morning. Motorcyclists in Nima County returned inaugural morning. So that is from the New Dawn newspaper. And let's go over to the front page African newspaper. Senator Dillon admits to having family tie with Education Minister Destiny. Takes part in her confirmation hearing. I think that is very, very wrong, owing to the fact that you have a family tie with a particular person and you are also part of the confirmation hearing of that person. Obviously, you will be compromised. You will not have an independent stand. So that is what Front Page African newspaper is reporting. Let's go over it again and see what the Hot Pepper newspaper is reporting. House National Security Committee to probe EPS over President Bouakar's attack. House National Security Committee to probe EPS over President Bouakar's attack. So those are the headlines found within the various newspapers we outlined to you. Let's go over to the Daily Observer newspaper. 14 new appointments to security sector, economy, and Ministry of State. AFL Chief of Staff is Defense Minister designated. The pace at which President Joseph Jomo Bouakar is setting up his cabinet may appear rather tedious to some, but true is his sense as a farmer. There is no sweetness in forced rapidness. There is a lot to unpack from these parables, but suffice it to say, those who feel he is going too slow with his appointment will be just fine. However, the order of his appointment so far is rather solid indicator of what his priority pillars have been from the start, and this order: national security, the economy, the office of the president, and then everything else. The good news is that the list is getting longer each time, which perhaps suggests he is hopefully picking up the pace. On Thursday, February 1, Bouakar nominated 14 additional officials consistent with his priority pillar, affecting the Ministry of Defense, the Armed Forces of Liberia, the National Port Authority, the National Investment Commission, the Ministry of State, and Office of the President. There are 4 new security sector appointments. Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces of Liberia, Major General Prince Charles Johnson III, and Brigadier General Geraldine George Johnson, respectively, have both retired and appointed as Minister and Deputy Minister, respectively, of National Defense. With the change of the guide in the AFL top brass comes Conan Davidson F. Foley, promoted to the rank of Brigadier General and nominated to Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces of Liberia, succeeding Major General Prince Johnson. Meanwhile, Colonel Theophilus Dinan has been nominated as Deputy Chief of Staff, succeeding Bridge General George. The transition from the AFL to the Defense Ministry may appear to be a neutral career shift for those with leadership acumen in the National Army. After all, it is the most important and obvious transition. However, given the more diverse opportunity for professional development offered by the AFL, Liberian soldiers who excelled could see themselves transitioning to other areas than the Ministry of Defense. For example, Liberians were quite impressed at various roles in side work, construction work neatly and professionally done by soldiers. Could he soon see a soldier appointed at the Ministry of Public Work? The idea is not far-fetched, since Councillor Tiawa Ganglo, a candidate of the October 2023 presidential election, pledged to appropriate military manpower to the agricultural sector. In fact, trailblazing the path is not other than the outgoing Minister of Defense, retired Major General Daniel D. Zanga, who is being nominated to an ambassadorial post. So there are 5 from the security sector out of the list of 14 appointments. Pushing up the economic agenda, President Bouazizi made 2 appointments to the National Port Authority. Sekou Dupe, Managing Director, and James Bernard, Deputy Managing Director for Administration. Dupe holds a Master's of Business Administration degree in Entrepreneur and Small Business Operation from Augsburg University, Minneapolis, Minnesota. He also holds a Bachelor of Arts in Accounting from the University of North Dakota. At the National Investment Commission, the President has appointed Jeff Blivlo, Chairman, and Melvin Sherry, Executive Director. Blivlo is probably best known as the CEO of Union Strom, a well-known solar energy dealer in Liberia for more than 20 years. Sherry has worked at the NIC for more than 13 years, and up to the time his appointment served as Director of Concession and Public-Private Partnership. He holds a BSc in Business Management and Accounting from AME Zion University and a Master of Science degree in Economics with an emphasis in International Finance from Shanghai University. Minister of State. Coming in at the Ministry of State are Madam Manaka Ability Administrative and Mr. Samuel A. Stikwa, both serving as Minister of State. Without portfolio, Stikwa will be in charge of special services under his designation. Working directly with the Minister of State for Presidential Affairs will be Anthony Cornelia Crowd Tokpa as Deputy Minister for Administration. Crowd Tokpa appointment brings a youthful gender balance as her appointment profile Ambassador Sylvester Grisby, Minister of State for Presidential Affairs. As a lesson lawyer and a politician in her own right, she is one of the watched as an understudy of a bigger assignment. Also coming to the Ministry of State will be Madam Ora Riches as Deputy Minister for Budget and Finance. So with this being said, this is how we skip over to another headlines on the Daily Observer newspaper. Sarah Beslow Yanti confirmation hearing postponed. Sarah Beslow Yanti confirmation hearing postponed. Capitol Hill, the seat of the Liberian government in Monrovia, was the center of attention from the nations on Thursday as thousands of eager supporters and well-wishers of Foreign Minister Destiny Sarah Beslow Yanti gathered in the early morning hours to demonstrate their unwavering support. However, the highly anticipated confirmation did not go as planned as it encountered an unexpected interruption. The situation, authorities said, was a result of a huge presence of people, an estimated 200 or more on the grounds of the Capitol building. As the public hearing commenced, the atmosphere was filled with anticipation and fervent sense of optimism. However, after a few minutes into the proceeding, Senator Dillon, the presiding official who is the chair of the Foreign Relations Committee, announced a postponement. He cited a security breach and the overcrowding of the chambers as the primary reason behind the unforeseen decision. Though the confirmation hearing was deferred, it is no secret that the nominations of Beslow Yanti is a highly respected woman who practically reached the pinnacle of international public service with the United Nations, has since been received favorably by the general public as Liberian crave an internationally recognizable name who will be the driver of the country's foreign policy. This many believe could accrue the requisite dividends of the country. Despite the huge public approval, Beslow Yanti has become the target of a smear campaign from some quarter regarding her credentials, with critics claiming they were obtained fraudulently from Booker's University. While some viewed their attacks against Sarah Beslow Yanti as a proxy well being pushed by rivals who were overlooked for the post, others see it as a broader campaign against women upholding top position in the new government. It was against the backdrop that Liberians, especially women and young girls, converged in their numbers yesterday in solidarity with the foreign minister designate. The crowd seemed be largely attributed to a call for the public to attend by the Foreign Relations Committee on Foreign Affairs holds confirmation hearing to Foreign Minister Destiny Sarah Beslow Yanti. Yesterday, women activists, and eminent women gathered on Capitol Hill to show their support for Sarah and send a strong message that women will not be cowed into submission by smear campaign. They highlighted the need to address gender equality and emphasize that enough is enough. The postponement of Sarah's confirmation has sparked a broader confirmation regarding the challenges that women face when put in leadership position. It serves as a reminder of the obstacles and barriers that are still prevalent in our society. Some said that the gathering signified the united determination of women to rise above these challenges and demand equal opportunities in all fields. It is important to ensure that any allegations against Sarah are thoroughly investigated, taking into account both the process and respect for her accomplishment in the international arena. Nora Harris told the Daily Observer. For Harris, it could be fair enough for the confirmation process to focus on evaluating her qualification, experience, and vision for the role she has been nominated for. We as a country should be respectful and come to these discourses with unbiased approach. We also need to value merit and integrity above all, she said. Women representation in leadership position is of paramount and important, and any attempt to hinder that progress could be met with strong resistance. So this is how we move over to the New Dawn newspaper. Motorcyclists in Nima County returned inaugural money. Several thousand commercial motorcyclists from various unions in Nima County have returned 20,000 Liberian dollar reportedly received from the Unity Party MDR Alliance. The money was meant to have enabled motorcyclists in all of the county's 19 administrative districts to celebrate the recent inauguration of President Joseph Yema Boakai and Vice President Jeremiah Kpankun. But the dissatisfied motorcyclists in the news conference this week returned the amount on grounds that it is too infinitesimal for a membership of over 5,000 commercial motorcyclists spread out in the entire vote-rich Nima County. Instead of the demand from the UPMDR leadership, at least 1,000 or 500 rather than 20,000 Liberian dollars for such celebration. Speaking to reporters after the news conference, the regional coordinator for the motorcyclists and tricycle union responsible for Bong, Lofa, and Nima counties, Emmanuel A. Stati, said the amount is not encouraging to expect them to celebrate. He explained that during the 2023 election, motorcyclists alongside Nibalians overwhelmingly supported and voted for the Unity Party to take power, but they are not being respected despite sacrifices made. Mr. Satan expressed disappointment and frustration that the UPMDR Alliance could regard union membership so low that they are not important constituents in Nimba County. We, the cyclists, like any other citizen who supported the rescue mission, are eager to see the Unity Party government succeed. In so doing, we observe that the immediate exposures of ill will of those entrusted with public confidence to steer the affairs of the Liberian people is contingent on the very sources we anticipate, he lamented. According to him, their action is based on continual disrespect from the Unity Party and MDR leadership in the county. Front page African newspaper says, Senator Dillon admits to having family tied with Education Minister Destiny, takes part in her confirmation hearing. An influential and high-ranking member of the Liberian Senate, Abraham Darius Dillon, has come under scrutiny for participating in a legislative deliberation leading to the confirmation of Education Minister Destiny Jasper Malik Jala, who has a close relationship with Senator Dillon, who is representing the people of Montserrat County, at the 55th National Legislature, is the chairman of the Senate Committee on Foreign Affairs. His younger brother is married to the younger sister of Madam Jala. Speaking during the confirmation hearing of Education Minister Designate held at the chambers of the Liberian Senate on Wednesday, January 31st, 2024, Senator Dillon reneged to recuse himself from the deliberations leading to the confirmation of his in-law on ground of being courageous to execute his constitutional mandate. Customarily, members of the Liberian Senate recuse themselves or abstain from the confirmation proceeding of nominee they have personal relation or family ties with. The move is intended to avoid conflict of interest, but though Senator Dillon admitted to having a relationship with Dr. Jala, he actively participated in the proceeding to the surprise of many of his colleagues and onlookers during the hearing process. The nominee is my in-law. My younger brother is married to her younger sister. I sit in a very difficult and challenging situation at this point, but job demands me to be courageous at this time. I will not recuse myself because I do not feel conflicted. Many of those who witnessed the hearing observed that Senator Dillon's decision was intended to show both by satisfying his personal feeling, presenting himself to asking tough questions to nominees during the confirmation hearing instead of following the traditional norms or practice at the Liberian Senate. Though he appeared tough in asking questions during the hearing, Senator Dillon has been accused of recommending his in-law for the position to President Joseph Goodman Boakai. Madam nominee, did you sit or have sat in the presidency of Liberia to know the vision of this sector? What is your vision on ensuring quality education in public schools where education will be free from kindergarten to 12th grade? How do you intend to rate or grade the school in this country? Dillon inquired. So this is how we move over to the Hot Pepper newspaper. The Hot Pepper newspaper is reporting House National Security Committee to probe EPS over President Boakai's attack. The House of Representatives has mandated its National Security Committee to investigate circumstances leading to a reported attack on President Joseph Goodman Boakai. A release issued by the House Press Bureau said the August body's Thursday decision followed a communication from Montserrat County District 5 Representative Priscilla Abraham Cooper. Representative Cooper, referencing a social media video, claimed that President Boakai was attacked by an unidentified individual despite the presence of the Executive Protection Service officer. The Montserrat County lawmaker added that this dangerous and alarming situation posed a significant threat to the life of President on Tuesday, January 30, 2024. It is important to note that President Boakai was fulfilling his official duties when he was invited by the United Methodist University to serve as guest speaker at the 90th graduation ceremony of the aforementioned date. The attack occurred during the president's arrival and welcoming as unknown individual in the presence of EPS officer was captured on camera assaulting him, thereby putting his life in jeopardy, she stated. Representative Priscilla Abraham Cooper said she wants authority of the EPS to appear before the August body to explain why President Boakai was left vulnerable to be attacked by unknown individual despite the presence of EPA officer while performing his national duty. Meanwhile, the committee is expected to report to plenary on next week, Tuesday. EPA commences 4-day global environment workshop. The Environmental Protection Agency, in collaboration with the Global Environment Facility, GEF, will on Tuesday, February 13, commence a 4-day global environment facility constitutional workshop here in Liberia. Cynthia Quisson reports. The constitutional workshop will be followed by 2-day national dialogue from February 19 to 20, 2023 at Cape Hotel in Monrovia. Speaking at a press conference On February 1, 2024, the Environmental Protection Agency Executive Director Professor Wilson Tappet said the workshop will discuss current issues related to climate change, biodiversity, desertifications, and international water, chemicals, and other related issues affecting Liberia. According to him, the workshop is expected to bring together GEF agencies and focal point, convention focal points, and CSO, as well as other key stakeholders to discuss the review policies and procedure and share lessons and experiences from the development implementations of GEF projects and their integrations within the national policy framework. The ECW was competitive among the constituency members in 2022, and by March 2023, it was announced that the Liberian and Ivory Coast were the two selected countries among which one should be chosen. Unfortunately, Liberia was selected to host ECW. Several schedules were put but changed due to different national circumstances, including the country's elections. Because the meeting could be very good beginning in the incoming government, the appeal was accepted and the meeting has been finally scheduled for February 13, 16, 2023, while necessary arrangements surrounding the meetings, including hotels, accommodation, feeding, foreign travel, have been fully completed by the GEF in collaboration with the Environmental Protection Agency. With this being said, this is how we will close on all of our news presentation for the day. My name is K. Lyndon Toba. Thanks to all of you for always following Focal Online TV. Tomorrow we will definitely be back here to bring you the program Focal Sports Insight, at which time Eric Powell Collins, the sport journalist, will be here. But better still, you can stay with us by 4 p.m. This evening. We will definitely be here to bring you the program Good Evening Liberia, a program where we discuss issues relating to our countries and proffering some salient recommendations as well. So better still, my name is K. Lyndon Toba, and this is how I want to say congratulations to all of you and have a blessed weekend. Bye-bye from my end.